Carnival games, party in the fun house, everything changed. Walking through the front now, showing our face. Money in a cup now, oil my plate. If I ever touch down, there goes that plane. Blow out my smoke, don't blow out my flame, okay. Thought they said the future was a ways away. Feel like I've been living in it day to day. Safe to say I'm on one like before. It's when the green light drops, you flourish. Shit we used to love got boring. All these drugs don't feel euphoric no more. And you know, had to get the show on the road. No lives left, we on roll. Saying hopefully someone brought the honey, not the potpourri. Don't know how to mourn, I keep the ghost with me. Is the feeling guilty how it's supposed to be? One hand counting all the loyalty. If the ship wrecks, would you roll with me? Stumble through the fire and the cold with me. Taking hold of me. Gotta be for more than just the dopamine, no.
Welcome everyone to the Best Damn Podcast. I am your host, John Keane. As always, I would like to thank you guys for joining me. Ask that you please add, follow, and check us out, www.spreaker.com/user/Best Damn Podcast. Also, check out the bestdampodcast.tv. Follow me, Instagram at Best Damn Podcast, Twitter at The Real Best Damn. And wherever you're watching from, make sure to subscribe, follow, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and share. Share the link, that way new people can find us, new people can see it. And remember, we're completely viewer powered. That means we're fully funded and supported by you. Consider donating, supporting today. Buy me some turkey. Happy Turkey Day, by the way. PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, Cash App, Facebook Messenger Pay. And everybody who does support, be able to join me tonight for the private show on Discord. And I'm going to start giving away weekly personal tarot readings for those who support as well. And let me close this task manager while I'm at it and see who is in the chat here. Looks like we have G Reporter, Melanie Giss. Sorry. Grant Harper over on Facebook Live. I know the music's still playing. Higher Mind 1111, the U channel. Dan Renard, Facebook Live, the U channel. Big K Boom. Awesome. Thank you guys. Me, yeah, I see you, bro. I see you. Josh McEarl, happy Turkey Day. Yeah, happy Turkey Day. Happy Pagan Heathen Day. Gobble gobble, says Donna Marie Farrell. Dot with a heart. There we go. That's what's up. Let me go ahead and kill the music here. I didn't know if I should do one early today or not, but I thought, hey, maybe I'll luck out. And some of you guys, I'm pretty sure you're probably the black sheep, the outcast, the weirdo, the one who talks about all the shit that nobody really wants to hear. Maybe I'll catch you at dinner time, and you just might be able to slip it, to your family. Kind of like a roofie, except it doesn't pass you out for like date rape. Instead, it exposes you to paradigm-shattering truth, right? It's not really a good comparison, is it? No, sorry. Anyways, Carla, what's up? Thank you guys. I appreciate all of you guys from BC. You guys had the weird atmospheric weather here recently, BC, British Columbia there. G Reporter, you think that's funny? It's only on a rare occasion when I am funny, so I'll take it, all right? I'll take it. You became a supporter. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I appreciate that. I appreciate that for sure. I did do a tarot card reading show last night. I was like super late to it because I couldn't get my kids to sleep and I didn't want to have everything up in the mix. But you guys can check that out if you want. It's posted. It wasn't 6 hours long. I fell asleep when I was streaming the recording out. So I cut it down though to the actual length of the show. Somebody's like, "You're a beast, 6 hours." No, dude, I was just sleeping. It's I wasn't going that long. Sorry. I would like to think that I would record that long, but I don't. Sometimes I do. You're a stuffed turkey? Yeah, I know. You're getting all those turkey chemicals and you're probably getting sleepy right now. So maybe I can get you in a hypnotic state and try to take you out of the mind control, brainwashing, zombified state that you're already in and enlighten you, bring you into awareness, awakening, consciousness, right? And you'll no longer be afraid to express yourself truly. And you'll no longer try to fit into the cookie cutter mold that they're trying to make all of us, the drones and clones and all the shit that they want to make us. And, basically, it's so we go along with the agenda. It's so we are silent in our consent. But now it's more about extermination instead of depopulation, which you hear a lot of people talking about depopulation, but they don't get the fact that it's actually extermination. They don't need you no more, right? And there is a genetic altering, and I think it's on who is more genetically compatible as far as DNA goes, to convert people into cybernetic organisms, like some fucking Terminator shit. It's just so crazy, the world we live in right now. It's like, I remember thinking when I was a kid what the future would be like, and it's like now I'm living in the future. The cars ain't flying, but it's way weirder than what I even imagined. And you know what? Spooky and spot on. Yeah. Well, and even think about this too, guys. Like, how many of you guys have ever been to church or something like that, which a pastor just dropped dead at the pulpit? You can guess why. They actually cut off a live feed at a European football game. You can guess why. And this is happening like boom, boom, boom. People are just killing over. Now there's lots of real information that's being forced out through FDA and all types of stuff. So, you're going to see more and more people become apprehensive. At least this is going to separate the wheat from the tares, in my opinion. This whole agenda, it's like it's forcing you into doing one of two things. You're either going to grip onto the world. You're going to say, okay, I need my job. I need to conform. I need to obey God, government. Or you're going to say, I'm done with this shit. I'm out. Bro, I'm out. Send me to a camp. Do what you got to do, but I'm done with all this. I'm done with this world. It's all an illusion anyways. They're looking for killers. Yeah, well, they are the killers, so they don't got to look very far. Maybe a mirror or something. Street assassin. That's right. And I've even got a video. It's like saying, I used to wonder why people would go along with this agenda. And it's a guy trying to pet a fucking crocodile. And he gets his hand snapped off. It's like, people are stupid anymore. They're stupid. Yeah, so Shanif for the Great White North, stool purger. It's Pants Off Friday in Australia today. Pants Off Friday. I've never heard of that. I think you just made that up. You have your pants off, and you want everybody else to think that it's normal to just walk around with your pants off, and that's what they do in Australia. I don't think so. I think you just did that. I'm just saying, like, you just made that up. She made that up, guys. I'm sure of it. Comet A1 Leonard brightens in December, and I was going to put myself in the midst of the comet in the background today, but I got lazy. I'm like, who cares, right? Who cares? Nobody's paying attention anyways. So what's it matter? Here's a picture of Comet Leonard right here, looking all bright and beautiful, like the Incredible Hulk shooting through the sky. That's right. Now is the time to start tracking Comet C 2021 A1 Leonard. And dude, I've told you guys about the significance of Comet Leonard in the past. I'm going to give you a couple of rundowns why I think it's still significant. And yes, we did launch the double asteroid redirection test. That was a little introduction piece that I showed. I believe and we're going to talk about that too, when it's supposed to arrive and all of that, of Didymus and Dimorphos, the binary comet system. comet system, right, that they're talking about. And I think it's a precursor to a lot of things. I've told you I believe there is some significance in the whole DART thing, as a whole. I don't believe they do half the shit they say they do, but nonetheless, it is telegraphing something in my opinion, and so is Comet A1 Leonard, right? A1 as in AI, or A1 as in the Luciferase bioluminescence A1, right? That's the version they chose. You guys will remember, if you actually have watched the band playlist, the private Dropbox, or Unveiling the Mysteries, or you donated and supported in the past, or donated and supported in the month of November, you would go and you'd watch those fucking cool videos, right? And you would know that we've actually compared the different versions of the Luciferase, and there was A1 and A2. A2 decreases in frequency and strength of frequency as the body kind of resists this element, and that's not the one they elected to go with. They actually elected to go with A1, right? A1 or AI, which actually multiplies itself by going through the nervous system and amplifies in frequency the longer it's in the body, right? This is an oxidative enzyme, aka Lucifer the Light Bearer, and now we have A1 Leonard. The days following New Year's, and remember, we have these mandates coming in January 6th, right? Days following New Year's. We've also talked about all the different things that could possibly occur around Christmas time and New Year's time, including grid down, infrastructure collapse, possibly, some fucked up economy stuff, and even some people are speculating war. Matter of fact, the telegraphing of war right now is just through the roof. Like, WW3 is like, I don't know if they're slipping it by today because everybody's eating turkey and they think nobody's going to pay attention to the news. That could be, but you guys are going to see as we go through this. The days following New Year's 2021 saw a comet discovery with potential. On the night of January 3rd, exactly 1 year to the day prior to the perihelion, astronomer Gregory J. Leonard, working at Mount Lemmon Observatory near Tucson, Arizona, discovered the first long-period comet of the year, C2021 A1 Leonard, shining at a magnitude of plus 19 and 5 astronomical units, distance abound to the distance of Jupiter from the Sun, and the time of discovery. Early indications hinted that the comet A1 Leonard might prove to be something special come the end of 2021. And remember, biblically speaking, scripturally speaking, every time that the destroyer passes, they give us a 40-day warning. So, if we're kind of getting, mathematical here, we're trying to be geeks about this whole thing, which I am, right? We could kind of look at November 24th and the launch of the double asteroid redirection test and compare that with the arrival of Comet Leonard, A1, and this whole AI agenda that we're seeing now, which is part of the 42 months, right? 99942, 1,260 days, asteroid Apophis passed, marking the back half of the tribulation, or what we would call the birthing pains, right? And we could say that this might be 40 days from here, 40 days from this, right? And we also know that C19, Comet Atlas, was discovered 2 days before C19, the virus, right? And all of these things, I believe, are very significant. We even watched Atlas break apart, go into multiple comets, Y1, Y4, right? All of these different pieces. And a lot of us were speculating that it could even possibly be the Nemesis system itself, and that they were actually covering it up because Atlas stands for Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System Survey, right? And now we have Leonard, right? And an over 80,000 year orbit inbound, Comet A1 Leonard is due for ejection from the solar system after its perihelion passage early next year. The comet reaches aphelion 3,500 AU distance in the Oort cloud about 35,000 years ago. The upcoming perihelion pass on January 3rd, 2022 will be 0.6 AU from the Sun interior to the orbit of Venus. And if we look at the whole concept of catastrophism and the work of Immanuel Velikovsky, Worlds in Collision, Ages in Chaos, right? All the different works that he's done, in particular, especially Worlds in Collision, which we've covered quite a bit. And I plan on doing more shows on that particular book just because there's so much in it. Venus, quite often referred to or depicted as Lucifer the Light Bearer, right? Or this comet planet. has been responsible for cataclysmic things in the past, right? And I find it kind of weird that, Leonard and Venus, and they're even saying, some of you may remember, I did a video on this thing about a month or two ago, I feel like, and we were talking about then how this was going to actually skim off of Venus, right, when it passed. Like the tail was going to cross Venus's orbit, and they were saying that, it was going to kind of bounce off the atmosphere, and it wasn't going to cause too much damage or whatever. But seeing the two kind of being lumped in together and how they're going to be crossing, I think it's very interesting, especially looking at 67P, Comet Inky. I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now, the Northern Torrid, which still aren't over yet, right? That goes into the first week of December, and what has happened in the past based on the cyclical nature of our reality, right? We know that these things kind of replicate themselves. Nothing new under the sun. And you can see here's the orbital diagram. And this is what I'm telling you about with this thing. This is what's fucking weird about this one. First, they compared the orbit to the distance of Jupiter, right? We always see the Jupiter comparisons. Then they're talking about how it's going to pass and zip right past, so close to Venus that its tail is going to actually impact Venus, right? And then look, it's coming from under the ecliptic here, up over the sun. Sound familiar? Right? And going to be zipping back out right past the Earth. Sound familiar? A1, right? Luciferos, right? The dates, once again, around 40 days after double asteroid redirection test. Like I said, there's just a lot of similarities, a lot of weirdness, and it's going to be so bright you'll probably be able to see this with the naked eye. Keep in mind, A1 Leonard may be a seasoned long-term visitor to the inner solar system with the potential to overperform as it nears the sun. And remember, this is where Nemesis allegedly comes from, and I've got a new document pertaining to Planet 9 as well. It comes from the sun and goes up over the sun, from behind the sun, right? And that's kind of when it goes into gear and kicks ass and goes into that third gear it has. It has 3 speeds, right? Reaching critical mass. And here, the solar system with the potential to outperform as it nears the sun. Current predictions have the comet reaching a plus 4th magnitude, and it may flirt with a naked eye brightness. See what I'm saying? Naked eye. You would see this with a naked eye. The comet passes just 0.23 AU from Earth on December the 12th. Another plus. See, that's pretty close, guys. That is pretty close. 0.2 astronomical units from the Earth on December 12th. Now, is anybody saying that it's going to hit us or anything like that? No, I'm not saying that. But I am saying that none of this is exact, right? Anytime they're looking at these objects, I'm always showing you how it's a guesstimate on how big it is. It's a guesstimate on the orbital diagram and the condition code and all of that. It's not an exact science, whether anybody wants to act like it is or not. They're using, kind of like hypothetical, hypothesis. They're trying to track it with mathematics and then relegate it down to what they believe it will do, the size they believe it is compared to the light and the way it travels back to Earth, reaching their telescope. They're not doing half the things that you think they're doing, and they don't have half the capabilities that you think they have, more than likely. Just saying. So this could be something very different than what we're being told, or could end up being very different than what we're being presented with. At the very least, we know that a lot of these systems, when they pass, and they have passed in the past, that was a mouthful, they have passed in the past, and the tails of these comets, the Earth has experienced some shit going through them, and there's been sickness and war and all types of things, right, when it comes to that. It says, often dynamically new comets exhibit a burst of activity as they approach the inner solar system for the first time, heat up, and subliminate their outer layers. They can also fake out observers initially, leading to overly optimistic predictions. We all remember the great comet that wasn't during the 1973 passage of C 1973 E1 Kohutek. A comet such as A1 Leonard has survived the perihelion passage before without disintegrating, though this one will be its last. See, and they're saying it survived it without disintegrating. You can see it actually moving allegedly in real time right there. And it says that currently A1 Leonard is located high at dawn for Northern Hemisphere observers. And remember where we've seen Neowise coming from, the northwestern sky. This has been where a lot of these particular things have been coming from as well. And remember also, this morning star and shit, a lot of its significance, which is Venus, comes from where it's actually pointing to, not from Venus itself. And I don't know if a lot of people actually know that. That, you know, the son of dawn, or the morning star, you know, he's pointing to certain star systems or pointing towards certain objects as they approach, and that's what's given him most of his significance through over time. Some people believe that it's the sun, but it's not. It's actually Venus, or at least that's what a lot of historical evidence would suggest. And it says that Canes Venatici begins to plunge of sunward during the first half of the month, and we actually cross the plane of the comet's orbit on December 8th. And I believe, and I don't quote me on it, but I think the northern Taurids end around the 5th or the 6th. So that's, another thing. And remember, they've talked about how Enki is actually so fucking big, but all of these other asteroids that are in the northern Taurids couldn't possibly have all come from Comet Enki. Right? And Comet Enki was part of that Nostradamus prophecy that happened at the same time as Apophis, right? So that we've had a lot of weird things kind of lining up, and eventually something's got to give, is all I'm saying. Something's got to give. And we're going to even talk about, a lot of people are saying how they just feel the atmosphere is changing right now. Like they can feel a shift in energy, they can feel a change, they feel like they're on the cusp of something major. And I don't know if you're in tune with that or not. I'm not trying to say it will or it won't. People do this to me all the time. If I show a video and I say, oh, double asteroid redirection test, they say, well, John, you said the Northern Taurids, or you said double asteroid redirection test, you said Comet Enki, you said, and it's like, no, I'm showing you what's coming. I'm not telling you that anything's going to happen. I'm telling you eventually it will, but I don't know when. No man knows the date or time. All I can really do is kind of just, do the best I can and put the pieces together just like you, right? And this is coming somewhere too. And another intriguing effect may also come into play during December. The apparition of Comet A1 Leonard, the Sun-Earth comet, phase angle for the tail will sit at greater than 120 degrees from December 9th to December 22nd, right? That's 12, 22, 21, just in case you don't know. And what about 12, 21, 21? Pretty significant day as far as numerological would go. And reach a maximum of 160 degrees on December 14th, just after it passes closest to the Earth on the 12th. This sets up conditions ideal for a possible surge in brightness, adding the brightness of the tail to the coma of the comet itself. Right, so we have quite a few dates here, where this thing's going to do some fantastical shit. And, we're just going to have to see how it plays out. It all depends on the size, the trajectory, degrees of the tail, which are telling you, and we're going to see this magnitude of brightness. I believe we're going to be able to see this thing with the naked eye. That's my opinion. That's my speculation. That's my thoughts on it. I believe we will be able to see it with the naked eye. Matter of fact, I would like to hear from you guys in the chat or in the comment section. Let me know what you think about Comet Leonard A1. Do you believe there is any significance to this particular comet? Do you think that this could possibly be something to do with the Nemesis system? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. So please, put it down in the comment section or put it in the chat. Let me know what's up. So now you have to go. Oh, okay. That was really cute. That was cute. Here, let me give you your 2 seconds of fame. Now I have to go because your mother is waiting at the bed and I'm late. Bye, motherfucker. Aw. Aw. Does somebody need attention? I think you do. Okay. Bye-bye now. Alright. Thank you guys for joining me. Anyways, the trajectory, it doesn't say the actual trajectory of it. It says that it's reaching a maximum of 160 degrees, so, and that it'll sit at greater than 120 degrees from the actual phase angle for the tail. So I can show you the orbital diagram that they have right here, though, if you're interested. Right here, see? It's coming right past the Earth, dude. I mean, there's no doubt to that. It's coming right past the Earth, and it's going to be close. Rude bastard. Oh, I don't even care, man. Honestly. Don't even care. I get this all the time, dude. I get this all the time. I'm so used to those kind of things. It's not funny. They don't even, like, it's... maybe I'm numb. Maybe I've been abused and beaten so badly by you guys that I'm numb. I'm numb. I have no more emotions left to show. Don't feel sorry for me or anything. Don't. Okay, you can a little bit. Okay. If you feel really sorry, you can subscribe and hit the like, share this, and donate. That would be really good for my poor self, right? Okay. Australia Defense personnel dispatched to Solomon Islands as violent protests continue for the second day. The second day. And I think I have some video on this one too. Where is it at here? Man, I'm kind of iffy on showing some of this too. Honestly, you guys are seeing something. Here we go. Solomon Islands lockdown riders set fire to government buildings. Let's make sure you guys have some sound before we start showing shit blazing. Here we go. Does anybody else, like, I feel bad as fuck for Australians right now. Seriously, man. They are putting it to, they're laying the wood to y'all down under. I mean, that was like one of the most freest places to be in the world, too. That's what's crazy about it. That's what, you see going on in Australia. They're not holding back one bit. Matter of fact, I got another video from Australia as well. And right here, coming to a store near you. I'm not going to say, but just watch. Okay? Okay? Just watch.
You got a vaccine certificate on you?
No.
It's not open for the public unless you show.
Not open for the public unless you show your status. And we're not asking if you're single or it's complicated or anything like that. They want to know a different status. Right? They want to know a different status. Pretty crazy.
Or is the vaccine certificate?
You're kidding me, right? You must be kidding me.
So no, you got to be double vaccinated.
To go in Bunnings.
Yeah, it's from the government direction.
When did this come in?
Saturday.
Saturday.
So most retail sectors you need to be double vaccinated.
Wow.
So do you know what? Retail? Everywhere.
So I know Kmart, Target, supermarkets you don't have to, but most retail sectors from the government direction is that you need to be double vaccinated.
Wow, dude. And look, it's going to get better too. Here, let me show you something else. Like I said, I can't really focus too much on this stuff, not on the public platform. Join me tonight. And you know what? Tonight, those who do donate and support and join me, which I'll open it up for everybody, but still support. I'm going to probably, I don't know, I might at the end offer some, do some tarot stuff with you guys if you want. If you guys have questions about some stuff you want to know, I might just do that for some of you guys. Just to have some fun and mix it up. But you can see here, and where's it at? I wanted to show you something else before I lost track of all this. Hold on. Right here. Look at this, man. Look at this. This is awesome, ain't it? The EU is planning an expiration date on these puppies, right? It's going to be 9 months. 9 months. So, just saying, right? They're saying that people got to get, two of them, right? So, if you're not up to par, though, you can't get in. So, this is going to be a continual thing, something that you have to continually meet the demand of. It's insane. The European Union is considering a 9-month expiration date on the certificates, which allows tourists certain freedoms to travel while this still rages. And the European Commission, the executive arm of the EU, proposed Thursday that the EU digital certificate should be updated. This document has allowed people to travel more easily amid all of this, and by outlining their status. Now, whether they have recently recovered or whether they have recently tested negative, right? And you notice you have to do one of the two. Why can't you just be healthy and go? Just saying, why wouldn't that be the people, like, let's just, your cells turn over your entire body in 90 days. That makes total sense, the U channel. That makes total sense. Magic juice. That's what it is magic juice. Yeah, Europe is next. Yes, it is. The proof card. That's what it is. But here's what I'm saying, though. Why do you need, a negative, test, or why do you need to recover from it? Why wouldn't you say, okay, if we want to keep everybody healthy, and let's just think kind of logically here, if we want to keep everybody healthy, wouldn't we allow the people that haven't had either, right? Like they've never been sick, or you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that actually be the most logical thing to do? Do you see like where we're crossing this line? And this is what I mean. Like at the whole beginning of this, people will remember the whole toilet paper shortage, and in numerology and gematria, toilet paper is synonymous with mind control. Every time there is a socialist takeover or a collapse of a nation, there is toilet paper shortages. Do your homework. Biden declared his victory on the 100th anniversary of the Bolshevik Revolution. Do your homework. Like I said, nothing new under the sun, right? We could go back 100 years and we look at World War I. Red Wave, right? And that version of the Red Wave, we have a new one this time, and it includes, the kings of the East, right? Which, that country I'm talking about, right? They are basically in charge of this one world system, or the role models of this one world system. The kings of the East are. And yes, it is. Yeah, wow, TP, yeah, it is. And that's why they knew that they could pull this off, because everybody ran out and bought the toilet paper. Right? Because it's synonymous with mind control. And remember, Trump's little, BS he had, Trust the Plan, that's directly parallel to Operation Trust, which was an anti-Bolshevik movement, right, to lure out dissidents back then, 100 years ago. You look at WW1, WW2, WW3, it's all the same. They're social cataclysms designed to collapse society and cull down the masses. But this time it's way different, y'all. This is a way different agenda than the former two. The former two set up number 3, right, which we're going into right now. Dingo Dare says happy birthday. Yeah, you can't buy paper products. Okay. And it says that the European Commission, the executive arm of the EU, proposed this digital certificate, and the idea is now that the document has a lifespan of 9 months. A lifespan of 9 months after the first set are administered. So after the second, for example, or one dose of the other, the idea is that the immunity wanes. Then a passport will expire. The immunity wanes, so the passport will expire. Yeah. Thursday's recommendation does not yet address the booster, but the commission said that it can reasonably be expected that protection from booster may last longer, that resulting from the primary series. As such, a new expiration date could be announced in a couple of weeks' time to include advice for the booster. How about it? In a major policy shift, the European Center for Disease Prevention and Control suggested Wednesday that all adults should receive boosters, with priority given to those over 40. Over 40. Wow. And it's evident that it's not over yet. The travel rules need to take into account the volatile situation. The EU's rate is at 67%, and this masks the difference between nations like Portugal, where 88%, and people are getting reluctant to getting the shot. I would have no idea why people would do that. That's crazy. It even says here, right? The WHO described the most recent increase in cases as very serious. It's very serious, man. So you need to go out and get that. Get that taken care of, y'all. All right? Get that passport. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. And where's the next one here? I'm trying to keep it kind of in tune with each other tonight instead of going all over the place. Oh, yeah. How about this? Now, let's go here first, and then I'll come back to that. Europe's surge presents hard choices as winter approaches. Hard choices as winter. So, this infections and deaths overtake those in the U.S., spurring debates about the holdouts and the boosters. I've got a couple of videos. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play. We're going to try one or two of them. But they're being really frank, you could say, really open with a lot of this now. Yeah, and these protests, man, Austria, Poland, Czech Republic, Australia, UK, I mean, you name it, man. They're France, Rome, the so-called Green Pass for employees in Italy. Remember, look, Rotterdam, Netherlands. Water cannons on rioters. 7 people injured. Yeah, man. This is didn't I tell you guys? And you know, it's not an I told you so thing or anything like that, but didn't I let you know, man? That they were trying to create, when that Red Horse came out and the George Floyd stuff happened, they were trying to get you to riot then and protest then so they could control the chaos, right? So they could control the chaos because they knew, and this is only going to get worse. I promise you that. I promise you that. This is only going to get worse. The more they clamp down on employment, the more they clamp down on travel, on getting, you know, organ transplants, being able to go to the hospital, being able to go to the store, right? And look, anybody still, here, let me do you a favor, lame. Okay, bye-bye. There you go. Now nobody can see you cry. All right, so anybody that, you know, is still trying to hold out and, you know, say that this isn't, you know, Mark or whatever, right? Like, is your fucking head up your ass? Just saying. Is your head up your ass? Like, seriously, what are you doing? Like, what? How could you even doubt it at this point? Remember, you won't be able to buy or sell and all that. Do you not see? Still doubtful? It's not happened yet. They haven't raptured us yet. You're not getting raptured. Just saying, you're not getting raptured. right? Unless you consider raptured, raped, and captured, then you got a lot of that coming your way. Let's check it out. These protesters taking down government spies in Holland. They got big balls in Europe for some reason. Wow. This is spying equipment that they have on the street corners and shit in Holland. And you see the crowd, they're just ripping it down, dude. Ripping it down. Tear down the wall. And let's see how much more of this stuff I can show. I want to show it all. I want to just show it all. Here we go. Commie Australia. Senator Gerard Rennick says, like it is, regarding all of this.
Chair, and first of all, I'd like to start today by acknowledging all the people who have suffered injuries from the vaccines. When I signed up to become a senator 2.5 years ago, I signed up to protect the Australian people, and particularly to make sure that we always look after the health and well-being of that.
And just the name of the game, you know, with health is to make sure that everyone has good health. And it's not just about the rollout, it's in reaching targets. It's the means to an end, and the end itself is good health for everyone. And I know the best people that do that are the ones that shouldn't be having consultation or mandates imposed upon people by bureaucrats, by governments, by the media. You know what we have got, however, is that we've got Australians who have been injured, who did the right thing, who listened. And that's all we can show of that. So I'm going to drop this link for you in the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I wish I could do more on these. You know why I can't, so. No fluoride in the water? Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's why. That's why. No fluoride in the water. No fluoride in the water. And that's why people, they have, and notice in France too, France, since the yellow vest type shit, man, they've been on it, man. They've been on it. Hey, what's up, Jeffrey? Nice to see you, bud. Nice to see you. Shai, they do not need the public to create their new world order out of chaos. Green screen operations are self-contained. Economics follow the media. Yeah, I would say so too. You're a side fan now? You need a job? I'm not sure I get the... What do you mean? You're a side fan now? Okay. Door to door, baby. And this has been announced, door to door. And look, I just showed you guys Houston, Texas, I think, in the last video, right? I showed you Houston, Texas. There's not much I can show when it comes to these things. I'm trying to do the best I can. You don't have to tell me what a side fan means. Like, you lost me there. Like, you're not a full fan, a side fan. I'm sorry. Here we go. Let's move to the next one here. Where's it at? Right here. Check this out. This is a little bit strange, and this is on another note, and we're going to get into some other things too. Some crazy shit. It's all crazy I'm going to show you today, so stick around. The DoD announces the establishment of the Airborne Object Identification and Management Synchronization Group. The Airborne Object Identification and Management Synchronization Group. Today, Deputy Secretary of Defense Kathleen Hicks, in close collaboration with Director of National Intelligence, directed under the Secretary of Defense for Intelligence and Security to establish within the Office of the USD the Airborne Object Identification and Management Synchronization Group as a successor for the Navy's Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. So this is for UFOs, y'all. This is weird, right? This is whitehouse.gov or defense.gov, excuse me, right here. The department, and this will synchronize efforts across the department and the broader U.S. government to detect, identify, and attribute objects of interest in special use airspace, and to assess and mitigate any associated threats to safety of flight and national security. To provide oversight, the Deputy Secretary also directed USD to lead an Airborne Object Identification Management Executive Council to be comprised of DoD and intelligence community membership to offer a venue for U.S. government interagency representation. Incursions by any airborne object into the SUA pose safety of flight and operation security concerns and may pose national security challenges. The DoD takes reports of incursions by any airborne object, identified or unidentified, very seriously and investigates each one. This decision is the result of planning efforts and collaboration conducted and other DoD elements at the direction of Deputy Secretary Hicks to address the challenges associated with assessing unidentified aerial phenomena occurring on or near DoD training ranges and installations, highlighted in the DNI preliminary assessment report submitted to Congress in June 2021. The report also identified the need to make improvements in processes, policies, technologies, and training to improve our ability to understand UAPs. How about that? And they're saying this shit's like going over DoD training facilities and shit too. In the coming weeks, the department will issue implementing guidance which will contain further details on the organizational structure, authorities, and resources. So I know all you UFO heads are probably happy as fuck, that Get Real. They did a ritual in Houston the week before, Immortal Glory, a group you're part of, and was a prayer fire side meeting. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Sentient Jews. 1117 U.S. aerial surveillance was off the scale. No doubt logging mobile devices against gun owner databases. After that, it's game over. I agree. I don't think it's going to be the U.S. government that does that. Matter of fact, I keep promising to show it. I have the documents downloaded on the computer, but it's part of the UN Disarmament Treaty, right? And that's why I believe that they have dispatched the National Guard the way that they have and all of that. And it's all part of, them being able to essentially convert them into the blue hats, right? The peacekeeping soldiers, and then the collapse or defeat of the United States will result in the National Guard's conversion to that side, and under the UN Disarmament Treaty, they would take the arms from the people. So, yeah. I'm for reality. Well, the one you told, yeah, you told me about that. I remember. You went to the, I actually talked to you before you actually flew out, matter of fact. Here we go. Good stuff on the horizon. Global blackout in Europe. It's not if, but rather when, says Austrian defense minister. And we get a lot of this weird stuff too, man. Just saying. Claudia Tanner, the Austrian defense minister, has already given advance warning after having supervised military maneuvers and actions. There is a high possibility of an electrical blackout that will affect services such as computers, mobile phones, and electricity supplies in homes. The blackout would not only take place in Austria, but would be widespread throughout Europe. I'm telling you, look. There's some weird stuff. I don't think this is solar flares that will do this. This is my opinion. Now, if this is manufactured by them, by letting off some type of electromagnetic pulse, I'm more likely to believe that than a solar flare. I believe that the solar flare thing will be blamed on, like, a passing of a comet. And I've even got new scientific data talking about the ionizing around the comet and all of this, man. There's a lot of things that suggest these incoming objects are going to do all of this, in my opinion. It says, according to La Razón, Claudia Tanner asserted that the question was not whether there was going to be a blackout, but rather that the question is when it will be. She has also stated that this danger is underestimated by all, and when it could have catastrophic consequences. In order to raise awareness among the population, the Austrian government has decided to launch an awareness campaign that will run throughout the month. Not only will it run the media, but thousands of posters have also been distributed in Austrian cities. The minister also wanted to promote it on her social networks. How about that? What to do when everything stops. The slogan of the campaign is what to do when everything stops, and it seeks to raise awareness among the population about what measures to take when the blackout occurs. Now, advice about buying enough food for several days, having fuel, candles, batteries, and plenty of drinking water is given. Another effective measure would be to agree on a meeting point with family and friends and try to collaborate with the neighbors as much as possible, it says. This blackout can cause traffic lights, ATMs, telephones, and the internet to stop working. It would not be the first time. This has already occurred in 1989 in Quebec, Canada. The authorities never confirmed any specific cause, simply suggesting it may be due to technical failures, system malfunctions, or overloads due to demand peaks. Austria has already put in a plan in motion so that by 2025, all its barracks will be self-sufficient. Lieutenant Colonel Pierre Kugelweiss, I'm probably saying that wrong, Kugelweiss, explained to EF that in the event of a similar incident, the barracks would be a support base for firefighters, health workers, and other organizations. Now, Kugelweiss stated that from 2025, there should be sufficient barracks in all federal states to guarantee the Army's response in the event of a blackout. He said, the military believes that in the event of a blackout, the main task of the armed forces is to supply and support other emergency organizations. Now, according to national media, it's not the first time the Austrian army has got a prediction right. In 2017, they spoke of a possible pandemic that would paralyze the world in the next decade, something that ended up coming true. Let's take a look.
Do you find the dark unsettling? Have you ever watched the big game on your refrigerator? With all the conveniences of modern living available in your pocket or at the press of a button, you have to wonder, what if Earth lost power for a week? Could you communicate with the rest of the world? How much would it cost to restore the power? And would there be complete anarchy? This is What If, and here's what would happen if Earth lost power for 7 days. In 2019, a massive power outage crippled Venezuela, leaving the South American country in shambles. Armed biker gangs roamed the streets, policing the citizens at gunpoint. Hospitals were left without power, and ransacked supermarkets were left bare. But what if the power went out worldwide and stayed off for a week? Would our global infrastructure collapse too? The United States Energy Information Agency estimates that in 2015, humans used about 575 quadrillion British thermal units of energy.
Which, aka, means you're fucked if this happens. It's a code for tuck your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. That's what I think they're saying. And, you know, we have shown, was it 2017, guys, that the study came out from, I don't want to say it was the DOD. It could have been the DOD. Department of Homeland Security, I think is who it came through, right? And they did the nationwide blackout drill, the 10-day nationwide blackout drill. And this was followed in 2019 by Trump hardening the infrastructure against electromagnetic pulse, right? So there's been a lot of precautions, but they estimated the death toll in the United States, what would happen 1 year with a blackout. 1 year after a blackout, that 90% of the population in the United States would die. And that most of that 90% would die within the first 30 days. Most of that would happen within the first week. And most of that would happen within the first 24 to 48 hours because of the pandemonium and the chaos that would actually ensue. That gun violence and all of that would be off the hook, right? And this is why you don't bug in. You bug the fuck out, right? Cities are death traps. That's just how it is. That's how it works, right? And you see the biggest problem facing the U.S. electric grid isn't demand, it's climate change. It's climate change, baby. It says the power grid in the U.S. is aging and already struggling to meet current demand. It faces a future with more people who drive more electric cars and heat homes with more electric furnaces. Now, Alice Hill says that this is not even the biggest problem to the country's electricity infrastructure faces. Everything that we built, including the electric grid, assumed a stable climate, she says. It looked to the extreme of the past, how high the seas got, and how high the winds got. And it says Hill is an energy and environment expert at the Council of Foreign Relations, the CFR. They're good guys, right? Great people. You can trust them. You can trust them. She served on the National Security Council and during the Obama administration, where she led an effort to develop climate resilience. She says, put weather extremes can no longer safely guide future electricity planning. Quote, it's a little like we're building the plane so as we're flying, because the climate is changing right now and it's picking up speed as it changes. That's a good observation, Miss Hill. It says here that the newly passed infrastructure package dedicates billions of dollars to upgrading or updating the energy grid. Hill says utility companies and public planners around the country are already having to adapt. She points to the storm surges of Hurricane Sandy in 2012. Oh, excuse me. I haven't been eating turkey either, so I don't know why I yawned. Sorry, I'm going to have to mute that. It says they thought that the maximum would be 12 feet, she says, that the storm surges came in close to 14 feet. It overcame the barriers at the tip of Manhattan and then the electric grid. A substation blew out and the city never sleeps, was plunged into darkness. Hill noted that Con Edison, the utility company providing New York City with energy, responded with upgrades to its grid. It buried power lines, introduced artificial intelligence, which you can also trust. You can trust AI. Upgraded software to detect failures, but upgrading the way humans assess risk, she says, is harder. Quote, what happens is that some people tend to think, well, the last storm that we just had, that'll be the worst, right? Hill says, no, silly. There is a worse storm ahead, and then probably that will be exceeded. In 2021, the U.S. saw electricity outages for millions of people as a result of historic winter storms in Texas. A heat wave in the Pacific Northwest and Hurricane Ida along the Gulf Coast. Climate change will only make extreme weather more likely and more intense, and that has forced utility companies and other entities to grapple with the question, how can we prepare for something we've never experienced before? And it says that a modern power station in Maryland is built for the future, so I'm moving to Maryland. I'm going to move to Maryland, maybe. Probably not. Whatever. This is just proof to me that you need to get the fuck off the coast. Right? If you're around the coast, you notice every one of these places where coast, right? Pacific Northwest, Atlantic coast, right? Gulf Coast. It's telling you something there. That's that right there, like, that's number one. You're not going to survive if you have the most modern shit and you're on the coast, probably within 100, 200 miles of the coast. There are changes coming, right? And that's, you can't deny that, You can't deny that. Even if you're the biggest climate denier in the fucking world, you're just a moron if you're trying to say that the sea levels haven't risen and all of that, man, because they have. It's not, is it changing? It's why. That's the question that I think is up for debate. It's not, is climate change real? It's absolutely real. But why is it happening? Is it from an incoming system? Is it man-made? Which I don't, But, a lot of people have a lot of different theories on that. But we know that shit is happening. And this is more fuel for the fire of the green agenda, though. And this green agenda, I told you, that's the green horse. It's forcing capitulation, right, into this satanic system or this antichrist system. And I hate going into a dogmatic point of view and even using those words, antichrist or Satan or whatever, because it gives you a certain frame of mind or a frame of reference. You're like, oh, this fucker, he thinks everything's evil. No, I don't. But I'm just telling you that there is this one world system that's being set up, and it's based on, this whole antichrist agenda, which is just the opposite of the anointing of the Spirit, right? So these are people living in the physical, in the ego, the persona, right? That is antichrist, okay? Now, let's take a look at some other stuff as well, because we got a lot going on. Might as well stick to climate while we're at it. U.S. water disappearing, water shortage emergency in San Francisco, Mississippi versus Tennessee, water war. Who do you guys got? I got Tennessee in this one. I got Tennessee. I think Tennessee could probably kick Mississippi's ass. I'm just saying. I know a lot of people from Tennessee. Been to Tennessee. Very beautiful, by the way. Very beautiful. And here's a map released Wednesday, November the 24th, 2021. And you can see the extreme drought down to no data or abnormally dry. Look at that. Damn, Sean. And notice it's all around San Andreas Fault as well, right? That's where a lot of the action is. I think that's also very telling, too. It says that San Francisco Public Utilities Commission members, along with the mayor of London Breed, on Tuesday declared a water shortage emergency. In a vote Tuesday, the San Francisco Public Utilities Commission unanimously approved the emergency measure, which applies to all 2.7 million customers in Alameda, Santa Clara, San Mateo, and San Francisco counties, according to the mayor's office. To accomplish their goal, the group plans to ask city residents to cut water usage by 5%, in addition to asking agencies in other California counties to purchase water from San Francisco to cut their use by 14%, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. To ensure that the city is able to finance the water system's 5% surcharge, the amount that they are asking residents to cut will also be imposed on water usage. It's crazy, I know. And the charge is expected to increase people's bills by $6 per month, the statement from the mayor added. And of course, it's $6 per month, right? $6 bucks. $6. Newly identified active faults under Long Beach and Seal Beach, California, intensively rattles near LA. And you can see the tsunami hazard zone. Remember back in March, Lantax, Pacifax, Caribex 2021. These were the tsunami tidal wave exercises due to what? Major fault shifting and earthquakes. And I watched this one channel that was saying that we could probably expect major fault movements or major fault activity going into December. I can't remember the channel, but I know it had a damn good looking host. Yeah, can't think of it right now. Really, really good looking guy though. I like him a lot. I think he's great. But yeah. And, oh yeah, Best Damn Podcast. You might want to check it out sometime. You should probably donate. You should probably subscribe. You should probably hit the like, and you should probably share. That guy's wonderful. The Los Angeles Basin is home to the countless faults that range from thousands of feet to hundreds of miles in length. These include normal faults, reverse faults, thrust faults, and strike-slip faults. The Newport-Inglewood Fault Zone, a series of faults that extends between Newport and Inglewood, California, is one of the major sources of seismicity in the area. Many experts believe the zone is associated with several notable earthquakes, particularly in the Long Beach, Seal Beach area, including 1933 magnitude 6.4 Long Beach earthquake. And it says that less widely known are the basin's numerous near-surface faults, some of which were recently identified in the immediate Seal Beach area. Scientists at 3D Seismic Solutions, a seismic data consulting company, in partnership with researchers at Caltech, recently discovered one particularly active fault in the area. The finding highlights the difficulty faced by emergency managers, city planners, and engineers in knowing potential hazards when planning for future earthquakes. And remember, like, there was just like a month ago, was it, or a couple weeks ago, they had, their big earthquake exercise, over on San Andreas. This is a high-density seismic survey of the subsurface was conducted early 2017. Approximately 28 square miles of Long Beach and Seal Beach, a total of 5,354 sensors, continuously record ground movement in the area for 8 weeks. At one point during this period, vibrator trucks were deployed to generate seismic waves within the survey area. These waves reflect all features below ground, such as faults, and are detected by the sensors at the surface. The energies these vibrator trucks put into the ground is benign and undetectable by humans at the surface, but akin to an MRI. The bouncing waves allow us to generate a three-dimensional image of the subsurface down to 14,000 feet below sea level. So, let's thank the vibrators, because they were trying to save the world, right? They're the vibrator trucks. They were trying to save the world and sending vibrations down to the seismic fault zones. Large power companies kill power to Southern California for Thanksgiving. Not 41 and 2 months later. Yeah. Open heart surgery. Vibrator trucks, huh? Yeah, I know, right? Like, I wonder, was the truck full of a bunch of vibrators and they just turned it on and that's what sent the seismic shock? Those things are pretty fucking powerful, right? Some of them are like baby motors, you know what I mean? Just disguised. Not that I would know anything about. Never mind. SoCal Thanksgiving red flag warning. Powerful Santa Ana winds, extreme fire danger, and widespread power shutoffs. It says that powerful Santa Ana winds are expected to howl across the Southland on Thanksgiving, delivering the potential for critical fire weather conditions and power shutoffs, just as people gather for their holiday meals. And I think I just seen somebody in the chat talking about this. A red flag warning indicating the weather conditions will be in effect from 10 a.m. Wednesday to 6 p.m. Friday across large portions of Los Angeles, Orange, and Ventura counties, as well as Inland Empire, the National Weather Service said. Isolated wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour are possible. And you know what? Orange County, that's where they had the 126,000 gallons of crude oil spill into the ocean. They brought in the fucking Coast Guard, right? Just strange stuff, man, happening there in Cali. I feel like they're anticipating some destruction, coming in that particular area. If they wasn't, there wouldn't be all of this shit going on, guys. And so we know that, too, seismic-wise, the pressure has been building up at Cascadia, Subduction Zone, Juan de Fuca, San Andreas, all of that. At that particular point, there's been a buildup of pressure for a long time. And as the Ring of Fire and all that shit's been lighting up, we've still seen continuous buildup of that pressure. So, I mean, it's going to release. And when it does, I think it's going to be fucking catastrophic. A leak of carbon dioxide at a nuclear power plant in Spain on Wednesday killed one person and left 3 injured, emergency services said. The fault at the Asco plant in the region of Catalonia was related to a fire prevention system that had no connection with radioactive material, the Catalan fire service said in a tweet. It's like, it had no connection with radioactive material. People just died, man. They just died. No connection, but we're gonna, 3 maintenance workers and a firefighter station at the plant were carrying out routine work when the leak happened. That ought to be good. That would be good. I wonder if they grew tails or something as a result. I'm doubting it. Special meeting to discuss the new variant. Large number of mutations. And I wonder if we're going to go to Omega yet. I wonder if we're going to go to the Omega wave, Omega variant yet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just telling you, once again, A1, Comet Leonard, right? C21, right? Remember, C19, Atlas. And I'm just saying, there's weird indicators. I feel like they do this. They telegraph it through a lot of different things. World Health Organization monitoring the new variant, scheduling special meeting on Friday to discuss what it may mean for treatments. And the variant B11529 has been detected in South Africa in small numbers. South African scientists have detected 30 mutations from the spike protein, the part of it that binds to cells in the body. Wow. Which could have implications for the efficacy and transmissibility. Does anybody catch that? Did anybody catch that? Where it actually came from? Just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. Or how about this? Let's go this direction now. NASA and SpaceX launch mission to test Earth defense tech by intentionally crashing into an asteroid. And we all know that this piece of aluminum foil flying at high speeds, smashing into something moving roughly like 22,000 kilometers a second, a giant fucking piece of steel in the air, you know, blazing through space, that this would absolutely stop it and knock it off course, right? We all know that. We all know how logical this is. Wednesday, approximately 1:21 a.m. Eastern Time, NASA's double asteroid redirection test launched on SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. But what exactly is DART? In short, it's the first planetary defense test mission, findings of which will assist in improving how we might prepare for an actual asteroid-related threat. Now, I'm going to show you guys, I got another video actually of the launch. You can tell me. You tell me what you think, homie. Right? You tell me if this thing doesn't look like a giant dick or what. Right? It does. Just saying.
3, 2, 1. And liftoff of the Falcon 9 and DART on NASA's first planetary defense test to intentionally crash into an asteroid.
To intentionally.
First, the aft end of the first stage, and you can see those engines coming to life.
Let's go.
Max Q.
Call off and back chill, so that's where it's getting ready, prepared. Second stage for engine ignition.
INVAC ignition.
So we just got confirmation of MECO stage separation and stage 2 ignition. All right, so we got stage 1 coming in.
Stage 1 landing leg deployed.
You can see the drone ship. The landing legs are out, and you just heard the call out for spacecraft separation. You can see the video of the DART spacecraft on its way, heading on its way to the Didymos system.
What a spectacular view.
Oh my god. That's going to stop an asteroid. That's going to stop an asteroid. What a spectacular view. That's going to stop it, alright. Did you see that fucking thing? Come on, man. Seriously. People believe this shit, too. That's what's crazy about it. Let's see. Let's see some sky phenomenon. Really bright. Something weird. Looking like something you've never seen before.
What the heck is
right
that?
Here.
Holy, look, it's just something bright in the sky. And the sun's over there.
Hey, speaking of love.
Boom. Yeah. Nothing headed towards Earth, though. They said, don't worry, it's going to be 100 years before anything even remotely threatens the Earth. Don't worry. This is an illusion. It's all in your mind. Listen to NASA. Listen to the government. Go to school. Go to work. Obey. Consume. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Than that. Another proof that this isn't a lens flare of the sun is its heavily textured surface, which actually appears somewhat metallic and shiny, especially in the images with contrast applied here.
Metallic and shiny? Well, by golly, that sounds like an asteroid.
The black dot that you see is a piece of equipment that generates on the November 13th video.
You're breathing this. No shit. I think they want us to.
In the evenings, about 8 o'clock or so, there's a window, about 7:30 or so. There's about a 3-minute window where this has been showing up. You got to be quick to get it. You can't even get the app open for the video to be able to get a video of it. Just got a picture.
And of course that tin can's gonna stop that. What the fuck are you thinking, people? This is a weird one. And I don't know the legitimacy, so I don't even want to show it. The action people are finding with these asteroids or meteors, absolutely insane right now, guys. Absolutely insane. I've never seen so much. I wish this guy would not put these big giant letters at the top. It blocks out almost the whole video. But look at that. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. What in the hell? Tell me that's not insanity right there. Coming on the clouds. Coming on the clouds. And we've seen a lot of this. Lots and lots of this. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. Sky lit up orange as hell. And yeah, top left in this clip, black to dark looking. Right here. Look at this. This is phenomenal right here. Look at that. That is a shadow of an object, dude. I don't care who you are. Look at that. Look at that. That is insanity right there. That's huge. That's so big, too. Look at that. Ah! Look at that. Crazy, crazy, craziness. It's absolutely nuts. Wow. Wow. And that's what I mean. Like, you can't tell me that they don't know something's, approaching, something's coming. They do. They do. That's why they're getting ready with all this shit right here,
On purpose. NASA has launched its first ever planetary defense mission. It's called the DART mission, short for Double Asteroid Redirection Test. This spacecraft will deliberately crash into the asteroid to try to jolt it from its regular orbit, and it has nothing to do with Ben Affleck or drilling. Joining us now is astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson of the American Museum of Natural History and author of A Brief Welcome to the Universe, a pocket-sized tour. Neil, a pleasure to see you as always. Can you explain what this mission is trying to do and why?
Well, you have to sort of know the structure of the solar system. We have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and then there's this gap before you get to Jupiter. And in that gap are countless asteroids. That's where most of them are. But a subset of them have wayward, for us, a wayward orbit that brings them close to the orbit of the Earth. And in some cases, they cross the orbit of the Earth. 100% of these can be considered potentially hazardous. So this target asteroid is actually a binary asteroid. There's like a main asteroid and it has a moon. And we know precisely the orbit of that moon around the main asteroid. So when you slam into the moon and you slightly change its orbit, we know the orbit so well now we'll be able to detect what kind of change happened to it afterwards.
So the amazing thing is, this thing was launched overnight, and it's going to smash into this asteroid in October of next year. You have to be pretty good at math, right, to make that work?
Yeah, sounds like a load of bullshit to me, but whatever. I don't know nothing. Israel warns the White House over striking partial nuclear deal with Iran. Disagreements between the Biden administration and Israel over Iran policy have spilled into the open in recent weeks as nuclear deal talks are set to begin Monday. Now, I just want to point this out, man. When it talks about, the beast and the image of the beast and all of this, right? And we look at these end times prophecies. This is one of the things that happens after the abomination that caused desolation, the building of this temple, right? The third temple. There's a fallout with Israel, right? And I do believe that, that's where we're at in all of this. And this is right before, this Armageddon-style war. So this is something to really pay attention to. This is where this shit's going to happen. Philippines rejects China's demand to remove grounded Navy ship. I mean, watch how much of this shit there is. It's fucking nuts. It is nuts how much there is. Look, the Philippines will not remove a dilapidated Navy ship grounded on a atoll in South China Sea. And Defense Chief said on Thursday, rejecting a demand by China after it blocked a mission to resupply the vessel's crew. Japan, Vietnam expressed serious concern about South China Sea. Once again, someone else. The leaders of Japan and Vietnam expressed serious concern on Wednesday about the situation in the South China Sea and any unilateral actions aimed at altering the status quo, and agreed to work together to sustain free and open sea lanes as tensions escalate in the region amid China's rise. And this is what I was talking about also, right? This is why I think all the power will be going down. New findings about ions around comets, right? This is not new to any of us. We know that, the Hopi prophecy talks about, men disappearing like so much smoke and all of it, right? And I told you, I believe this is ionizing of people's particles, basically, right? The U.S.'s refusal to accept the reality in Ukraine could get a lot of people killed. Well, we know that this administration has no problem with getting people killed, right? So they're not going to worry about that. U.S. officials continue offering security assurances to Ukraine amid escalating Russian military pressure. Biden must honestly assess if it's worth starting a war over a territory with little significance to U.S. security, and I bet he will. Sasha Glazer and Research Associated Defense Priorities wrote this piece, and it says that the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken recently met with his Ukrainian counterpart Dmytro Kuleba in Washington and declared the U.S. commitment in Ukraine's security and territorial integrity is ironclad. It's ironclad. Yeah. And you can see here, this is another kind of, the U.S. Army implementing advanced fuel-saving solutions in its tactical vehicles, right? And this is, you can see like a kind of warlike preparation in this too, right? Them doing conservation efforts for fuel. We know the whole fuel shortage is something manufactured anyways, but I think this is all tactical, part of preparation for war. Pentagon says U.S. forces will remain in Iraq despite military or militia warning for December 31st.
Changes, considering this is the last strategic dialogue that you have with Iraq and the Prime Minister.
This most recent dialogue, you mean? Well, we've been talking a lot. Our foreign ministers, our cabinet members have been talking. We're looking forward to seeing an election in October. We're working very hard with the Iraqi government to make sure the UN and the GCC we have oversight that these are full and fair elections. I've been in contact with Khatami. Anyway, I think things are going well. Our role in Iraq will be as a dealing with it's just to be available, to continue to train, to assist, to help, and to deal with ISIS as it arrives. But we are not going to be, by the end of the year, in a combat mission.
You can trust him. You can trust him. Just saying, right? You can. Definitely. China, Russia condemn U.S. military moves near borders. Deepen unbreakable cooperation. Check it. Russia and China have held their first joint patrols in the Pacific. And they said it was to demonstrate the country's state flags. And to maintain peace and stability. That's not anything prophetical or anything like that. 10 ships conducted the patrol covering 1,700 nautical miles. Moscow and Beijing have formed closer political ties. And it says that China and Russia have separately condemned what they see as destabilizing U.S. military moves near their respective borders and have jointly called for intensifying their already growing strategic partnership. In a statement published Tuesday by the Chinese Defense Ministry People's Liberation Army, Eastern Theater Command spokesperson Senior Colonel Shai Yi slammed the passage of the U.S. Navy's Arleigh Burke class guided missile destroyer USS Milius through the Taiwan Strait that separates the Chinese mainland from the self-rolling island claimed by the central government in Beijing. It says that this action of the U.S. side created security risks and undermined regional stability. The troops of the PLA Eastern Theater Command will take all measures necessary to resolutely counter all threats and provocations and safeguard China's national sovereignty and territorial integrity. And you know what? Don't it just feel like the U.S. we are fucking ourselves so bad. We've just poisoned all of our troops or made them force themselves to be poisoned, right? And now we're starting shit everywhere. It's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Definitely wasn't a body double. Definitely wasn't a body double. You're right, Justin. No way. No way that was a robot or a body double or a hologram acting as the president. He's not 100% hologram. Was at a military base here a few days ago. Yeah, I know. I think there is like an, maybe he's like a droid or something. CNN should be giving thanks for all our help building their everything and breaking us. Yeah, well, definitely wasn't a body double. Looks like Biden got one of those colonoscopies that helps his brain. What are you saying? He's full of shit? Just saying, like, Biden is so smart. Yeah, he is. He is. Biden's honest. He's smart. And he's the most popular president ever. And that's, that's fact. Most popular president ever. Even though I've never seen a YouTube video of Biden's that doesn't have 1 billion dislikes opposed to the 1 like, right? To the point where they've disabled the comments on the White House channel every fucking video. And now YouTube is not letting you see dislikes. I do know that on my channel, if I look at my channel from my channel, I can't see the dislikes, but if I look at it from a different channel, I can see them. So that's something YouTube's starting now. They're trying to make us think that it's all good, I guess. Everyone likes us. Forget Ukraine. Poland is the gateway to Europe. Ursula von der Leyen is underestimating Poland. Poland vows not to give into EU blackmail at the summit. Okay, then. Watch Inside Job. They tell what? What? Did someone run up and check for a diaper? That would have been hilarious too. I don't like his face. Like, he's got one of those faces like you just want to grab it and just shake it and scream at it. You know what I mean? Or is that just my psychotic tendencies kind of leaking through to the surface? I'm not sure. China warns Olaf Scholz incoming German coalition over Taiwan. The Foreign Ministry Zhao addresses new coalition agreement. 3-way coalition adopts striking new tones on China. So there's a 3-way going on right here politically. China warned Germany's incoming coalition against meddling into his internal affairs, hinting at potential damage to relations unless Berlin acknowledges its claim on Taiwan under the so-called One China policy. Past German administrations all upheld the One China policy, and we hope the new one will keep to this policy, respect China's core interests, and safeguard the political foundation for bilateral relations. Dude, what if that guy on Best Damn Podcast was right and that Germany flips the script on the United States because they have Russian missiles? Wouldn't that be fucking crazy? Wouldn't that be crazy? I think so. And how about this? I don't know how this slipped in here. Professor who says pedos should call minor attractive persons agrees to resign. You fucking think, bro? You should probably do a little bit more than resign. But he says that we should call them minor attractive persons, right? We should label anybody that's telling the truth domestic terrorist and call them conspiracy theorists and, you know, wackos and crazies. But if they're touching children, they should be called and respected as minor attracted persons, right? We got to make sure we're being sensitive of garbage's feelings, right? Like we need to do that. We need to do that. Sad thing he lost his job, or he resigned because he was going to lose his job if he didn't, right? That's a sad, sad thing. We need more people in the world so considerate like he is. Before, while I have you guys, I'm going to show a couple more videos, but while I have you guys, man, everybody please hit the like if you're in the chat for me. Share this link on your social media, wherever you're watching it from. And everyone, please consider donating and supporting. We still never reached our monthly goal for the month of November. You know, so please donate and support. We are just trying to keep it rolling here, trying to keep it going, man. So I would appreciate that if everybody could, you know, do that. Every little bit counts too. So yeah, and join me tonight. I'm gonna go at 11 p.m. I believe on Discord, private show. And everybody who does donate, every week I'm gonna announce a new winner for a private personal tarot reading. I'm going to pick it from the people who donate each week, you know, the patrons, all of that. Pick it from that group of people and give a free personal tarot reading. That's a $50 value right there. If you want to book a personal tarot reading, it's $50. I'll get you within 1 week of the date that you put your money down. You can do that through PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Also, you get access to exclusive content, our band playlist with all the videos we've gotten strikes on. The Dropbox, which is all the uncensored videos, and Unveiling the Mysteries, which is a private playlist here on YouTube, you know, as well as other perks, merch, and all of that good shit. And we're now going to include the extended readings. I'm going to be doing full-on tarot, like a lot more too, guys. I enjoy doing it, and I don't give a fuck if nobody likes it. I do me. So I'm going to be doing that a lot more, general readings and stuff like that for the public, but extended readings are going to be coming a part of those who support as well. You're going to be able to get access to that too. I just am in the process of recording all of this as we speak. Tonight, if you join me for the private show and you support, you will be able to ask me some questions in the back half, and I'm going to do some tarot for those who have questions in the private show. So I think that would kind of be interesting too. Maybe you just, you know, want to know about your future. Maybe you want to know about love interest. Maybe you want to know about your money so you can donate. I don't know, but you know, I'm going to do that tonight. So everybody, please, you know, support PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, Cash App. You know, we just really been struggling to keep it up, and I really need your help. So please help me out. Check this out.
News. The sun is under the bottom. That's that little light. And the glow above that light, that right there, is the planet. That is Planet Hill. We're going to show that again. So down at the bottom, right there, striped, that's the sun. And then that...
Get a P.O. box. You don't like e-commerce? Come on, man. There is only like 1 billion safety precautions. If you go through PayPal or Venmo, you're not going to get robbed that way. Sending it through the mail is way more dangerous and way more, you know what I mean? That's way more reckless in my opinion than doing something that ensures your protection, ensures I get the money, ensures you're protected, right? Is by doing it through an electronic transaction. And I only have like 10 different ways to do it. I can't, everybody's like, oh, you need Zelle or you need a P.O. box. Man, I mean, I'm doing what I can, y'all. I can't even fucking afford to keep this going. I can't add no more to the list.
Above the top of that, that is the planet. It is a different light source than the one at the bottom. So I want you to notice the place on the horizon where that light is. We're going to go to the next frame. You're going to see that light again in the exact same place, exact same color, and everything else, exact same shape. And this time it is pulsating on the horizon. That is because it is a fiery gas giant, as they say. This thing is an iron planet, and it emits red iron oxide.
And I don't think it's an iron planet. I think this thing is like an iron fucking comet or something. Like, the more we look into this comet, planet, whatever, right? It resembles a planet because it's so damn big, but it behaves like a comet. It's on an elliptical orbit. It's made of like molten iron and shit like that, like a meteor, an asteroid, comet would be. And it's so big, it's got to move. And you look at the double asteroid redirection test, and Didymos and Dimorphos and 2021 PDC, the hypothetical impact scenario, and everything suggests that they're preparing for something just like this, right? And then, like I said, the incoming events towards the end of December and January, and what we see going on with Comet Leonard, A1.
Into the atmosphere.
And the agenda to get you all into capitulation, turn you into fucking transhumanist machines.
It is in a dust cloud, and so we are not going to see it that clearly. But we're going to see right here, the same thing, right on the horizon, same place, same color. Sometimes you just gotta look at it. So we're gonna do a comparison, all three.
Justin said, ask the people who mail drugs how safe the postal service is. You can mail me drugs if you want to. I will accept drugs, nudity, pornography, really baseless comedy if it's really funny and dirty. Lingerie, not saying I cross-dress behind the camera, but I cross-dress behind the camera. Just anything that's really derogatory, ugly, or bad. You can send all of those things to me. That way I can get it off the streets and help protect the world, make it a little bit safer. I'm not actually into those things, but, I'm just trying to clean the place up. That's it, that's it. Just trying to clean the place up. Thank you, Veritas. You're the man, Veritas. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you for the, is that 20 pounds? 20 pounds from Veritas. Thank you, man. You're the man, dude. Appreciate you. And, yeah.
Is exactly the same thing. It's just a planet either in the daytime, at night.
And look at that one, man. Like the different, it's coming with some company. This system is coming with some company. It's going to be bringing the gas when it comes to, dude.
Up close or far back. It is the same damn thing in the same position on the horizon everywhere in the world. Let's get back into it. Same flashing and everything else.
Look at
but
that.
On the right, you're going to see the lava pits. See the lava falling off of the planet? Those are lava pits. Those are not.
You can see it too, literally going upwards here.
Spaceships. Those are not UFOs. Those are damn lava pits. And you see the planet glowing. On the right, you see that lava pit is going to drip. And here's the sun. When it hits that planet in the same place on the horizon, the sun lights up like the most brilliant star ever. Because that is an iron planet. And see, when it hits that planet right there on the horizon, see how it lights up right there?
Wow.
And we're going.
And I think that this is because of mirroring systems, though, and the refraction of light, and then you look at the nanoparticulates and all of that, too. I think that these are all playing a role in, the refraction of light and with the sun and why it's doing these things.
Slow. So you can see that it's two light sources. As soon as it hits that planet, bam, the planet shows right there.
Boom.
And then as it goes and moves past this planet, it is going to light up.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing, y'all. I mean, holy crap. Yeah. John's nickname will be Street Sweeper. I'm just trying to do my part as a good citizen, and it's Great Britain pound is what it is. Thank you for the super chat, Veritas. You're awesome, man. I'm just trying to do my part, and I really am too. On some real shit, we are trying to. And dude, I don't know another channel out there that's offering all the different things that we do. Seriously, we are bringing private content, uncensored content, public content, tarot readings. I mean, you name it, we're doing it. And we're trying to create communities on servers and sites and social medias and all these different content platforms. You can find us everywhere. Everywhere there's a video or an audio, it doesn't matter. On all platforms, right? And we're doing it big and doing it hardcore to every day, hours and hours of free content. So this is why we need your support. This is why we need you to donate, is to help us be able to continue just to do that, right? And you get so much for doing so, you know, so much for doing so. And if you're not into tarot and you don't want to, you know, win a free reading, or you're not into the private content, do it just because it's a good thing to do, right? And sowing into the truth. Sowing into, you know, your spirit tribe, man. Like, that in itself to me is like a big reward. And that's why I do what I do, is because I want to sow into other people too. And I want to make the world a better place. I want to enlighten people. I want to challenge your mind. I want to challenge your heart, challenge your soul, and really have you reflect, you know, on who you are and who you want to be, and the world that you want to create, man. And we're trying to build a world for ourselves, right? One that is conscious, one that is healthy, one that is positive, one to where we can lighten the fuck up and laugh and joke about stuff, like seriously, and one to where we take personal responsibility and accountability, and one to where we're loving, good, kind, and giving to one another too. Like, that's what it all boils down to. That's what we stand for. That's who I want to be. That's who I hope you want to be too. And I think we can do that, but we have to stick together. We have to help each other. We have to lift each other up, and we have to love each other, right? And love is selfless, man. Love is selfless. And, you know, we all got to just keep our heads down and keep working hard to attain these goals, to bring these things about, because we can do it. We're so special. We got this amazing spark of life in us. It's infinite. It's infinite, and there's no limitations on, you know, the power that we have. There's no limitations on the things that we can do. You are abundance, so be abundance. You know, you have all the glory and the honor that you seek if you just claim it. Just claim it. Create it. Manifest it. Do it, because you can. Nobody else in this world right now is wanting that. But you can. You can have that if only you choose to. If only you choose to. You know? You eat a prayer, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, no doubt. Good vibes here already. Well, thank you, Melanie. I appreciate that. And yes, happy. Send that man some love. Hey, not everybody's like you, Veritas. Veritas has been watching for a long time. He's always been a supporter of the channel, and that's kind of how it is. You got those who do and those who don't, and I understand. Not everybody's got it like that. And if you can't, then at least hit the thumbs up. At least make sure you're subscribed. At least share the link. Like, there are other things you can do, right? Obviously, it takes money to keep it going, and we need it, and we ask for support and help and all that, and we offer stuff in return, but not everybody can. And those who can't can all share a link, can all hit a thumbs up, can all leave a comment when the video's over. Everybody can do that. That's to me, those sting the worst too, because that's just a lack of caring or a lack of effort. You're like, fuck you, John. I don't get enough out of this to donate. I don't get enough out of this to comment. I don't get enough out of this to even hit the like. Like, okay, well, maybe not everybody is into it as I am, man. You know, you're fundraising here, bro. I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you, Veritas. Nothing better than listening to John Keane on Thanksgiving. Yeah, man. You always like and share Rebecca Loves Jesus. That's good. That's good. I appreciate the people who do that too, man. You know, there's something to be said about that. Like, I'm just keeping it real. Not everybody can be the one on the camera speaking all the time, right? Like, that's just not possible, right? That's not possible. But we can all do our little part, man, like to show what we stand for by putting our energy, our time, our money, our effort, our love into something. That's your intent, right? That's your creation. You are helping me create this, whether you know it or not, whether you're trying to or not. But we only go as far as our weakest link, you know? So if there's not love in all of our hearts, if there's not pure intention in all of our hearts, if there's not goodness in all of our hearts, then it's no good. It's no good. It's about coming together. It's about unifying, man. It's about standing for something bigger. We're all willing to put all of those things I just mentioned into the beast system, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but you cannot convince somebody that's supposedly enlightened and aware and conscious to take a break from the beast for just a second, a moment, and put into something positive. You know, and that to me speaks a lot about, you know, our world right now. You know, I'm not attacking nobody personally, but it speaks a lot about the state of our world, right? Everybody's willing to put all of the above into the beast, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, mind you, right? But they're not willing to stop for a second and help a brother or sister, or stop for a second and just be a part or do something positive, right? That's the difference, man. That's the difference between us and them. You know, we are willing to. That's the difference. That makes all the difference. That's what will make all the change. That's what will create the new heaven and the new earth, is that. And we're doing it now. We're doing it now, man. You know, there's no more fence riding. You know, there's no more fence riding. You're either in or you're out. You know, we got so many good days ahead of us. There's still time. There's still time to do good things, amazing things. Seriously. So please help me do them. I love you guys, and I appreciate you so much. Like, I can't tell you. I deserve more support. Well, thank you. NASA sucks ass. Yes, they do. Yeah, man. Sometimes thinking about it too much makes you go dark. Well, you know, there's a lot of darkness in the world, and that's why it's important for us to crank our light up right now. Because without us, there's nothing but darkness. And I mean that. I mean that. Look around you. Like, seriously, just one moment, look around you. Nobody's telling the truth anymore. Nobody's a real person anymore. They're all fucking paid actors, part of the military, intelligence. I mean, coming out of Hollywood, it's so mind-blowing. Or just flat out fucking sellout liars. Nobody cares about the individual anymore either, right? They won't even address the very people that support them or watch them or anything. It's just the arrogance in it, the ego in it. And nobody in the world, we all, for whatever reason, it's like we're programmed to not give a shit until it happens to us, until it affects us. It's like, okay, well, I'm not bothered, so I'm good. I'll worry about it when it hits my front door, and then I'll tell everybody else to worry about it too because it hit me. Right? It affected me. I mean, you can't be like that, man. That's no good either. That's no good either. So the dog is barking, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up before it goes too apeshit. Like I said, join me tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Everybody who does support weekly winners, tarot readings, and you'll be able to join the Discord. Everybody be able to get in tonight. Just please hit the like. Yeah, I know. I hate that fucking dog. Hit the like, leave a comment, share the link. I don't actually. I just, the bark. Ugh. All right. So share it. And yeah, please support the links below. All right, guys. Remember, Jesus is the truth, the way, and life. God bless you all. I love you. And I will see you a little bit later on, probably. Peace.
In a fun house, everything changed. Walking through the front now, showing a face. Money in a cup now, oil my plate. If I ever touch down, there goes that plane. Blow out my smoke, don't blow out my flame, okay. Thought they said the future was a ways away. Feel like I've been living in it day to day. Safe to say I'm on one like before. It's when the green light drops, you flourish. Shit we used to love got boring. All these drugs don't feel euphoric no more. And you know, had to get the show on the road. No lives left, we on road. Saying hopefully someone brought the honey, not the potpourri. Don't know how to mourn, I keep the ghost with me. Is the feeling guilty how it's supposed to be? One hand counting all the loyalty. If the ship wrecks, would you roll with me? Stumble through the fire and the cold with me. Taking hold of me. Gotta be for more than just the dopamine. I'm on one like before. It's when the green light drops, you flourish. Shit we used to love got boring. All these drugs don't feel euphoric no more. And you know, had to get the show on the road. No lives left, we on road. Out of my control. And every time I go out, I'd rather stay in. Can you blame me? People faking on the way in. The ones who tell me I'm the greatest be the same as the ones who tell me don't get famous. Don't want you changing. Lucky, no complaining. Keep the painting. Do some rearranging when it's vacant. And I work for more than payments, but damn it's paying. She called me when she faded. See how my day is now. I'm cold-blooded. I don't talk. 'Cause I was down for so long. Now I'm here. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. They told me heavy is ahead, now where's the crown? Which is why I'm always looking down, looking like I'm always down. Another year, another clown, another round, another down, another grave, another status on my Gucci gown. Flip a fucking cross when I cross dress, second in the flesh, bitch. I never gave a fuck about what they said, but a hole in the fuck boy head, his face a fucking mess. Yeah, his face look like some mesh dish net. He a fucking pussy, but Ruby no rookie yet. Another guy just wanna fucking cut me. If I ever left my room, my fucking tomb, dreary wishes, bitch, I'm doomed. The king of gloom. Got apostles on the roster, claim they boss with what I offer. Watch me zoom, man, fuck it. It's that motherfucking antichrist going through immaculate conception. Perspective for perception, sick and tired. Here's a lesson. Fuck your God, I'm your captain. I'm your false idol. Burn your Bible, kill your fucking archangel. Saint Michael, it's that devil in disguise, bitch. Everybody dies, bitch. Electric chair, the fry switch. Say goodbye to blow a kiss. Everybody welcome to my hero paradise. All my demons colonize. G-R-E-Y. It's the fight to the night. With them dogs of goodbye. Dreams that terrorize your mind at night. I spy. Ay, loaded 9mm suicide mind. Suck the deep. I'm a motherfucking great creature. Sick and plague always remain. Price, that great. Caesar, all these fucking names.